Another primetime game that feels like a playoff game or a possible playoff matchup. Bears, 49ers, your CHGO pregame show starts right now.
This is your home of the NFC North Division Champion Chicago Bears, and this is the CHGO Pregame Show, presented by our friends proudly, as always, at Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. The Hoge, the Braggs, the Steven, and we've spent a lot of time together, virtually together, and now we get to do it covering a team that won the NFC North.
Yeah, it's been a crazy 7 days, and it feels like this is our fifth post-game show of the week, because it is in a lot of ways. And you know, now we're on to pregame, but yeah, it's kind of a bizarre feeling today with the victory post games we've had after games the Bears didn't even play in, and now we're trying to transition our emotions and thoughts into an actual game the Bears are in tonight.
Well, and for the first time in what seems like a while, a couple things didn't go the Bears' way today, actually.
Right.
The Panthers were hanging around with the Seahawks for a while, and then they decided to turn the ball over on back-to-back possessions, start third quarter, and Seahawks pulled away. And then right now the Buffalo Bills are not really cooperating, although they do have the ball. Still a one-score game against the Eagles, and once we have that final, we will go through a bunch of playoff scenarios that I have mapped out in a very Hoge-like way for you.
The Hogalytics.
We needed that after our performance last night on the playoffs. It wasn't the strongest, but good job doing it. I have my own graphs over here, too, that I've done, which you should be very impressed by. But we start our pregame shows with what matters most, and forget about all that. What matters most for the Bears right now is getting a victory tonight. Hoge, how do you think that's going to happen, or what's the most important way in which that could happen?
Well, you know, I try to get a little creative with these instead of just being like, oh, takeaways. Or
I like takeaways.
I know. Well, it does seem to matter, and that would definitely help. All right, I'm gonna go with this. Let's keep the Caleb train rolling.
Caleb train, choo-choo.
Because here's where I'm coming on this, and I was trying to figure out how to say this. Because I don't want to minimize the importance of this game, but it's not the most important game ever. Like, when you start looking at all the different scenarios and things like that, the overwhelming odds right now say the Bears are going to end up with the 2 seed. So if they lose tonight, things will probably be fine. Whereas, like, last week felt like the end of the world if they were going to lose that game to the Packers. You know what I mean? So I am kind of looking at this more of like a big picture, what keeps this team rolling into the playoffs. And I keep coming back to the way Caleb's been playing, and if he can just get it like a little bit more consistent over the course of 4 quarters. But if they can figure out this offense and get him really rolling into the playoffs, that's where I really start to look at this team a little bit differently and say there really is no ceiling. So to see that happen tonight, I'd say win or lose, Caleb has a nice, good performance against another team going to the playoffs. To me, I would come out of that going, all right, if we're going to talk Super Bowl, I would be like, all right, that makes me feel a little bit better about that being realistic. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like where your head is at. I think that is, well, the season's always been about Caleb, and that is the most important thing for the Bears. But if you're talking about like where they're at right now in the playoffs, 2 seed, 1 seed, 3 seed, whatever, you know, and it does look very much like they are going to be the 2 seed, and they're going to play the Green Bay Packers, and that game's going to be insane. And any playoff game would be insane. The fact that it's going to be at Soldier Field is freaking awesome. But if you're talking about, I think you're spot on. If you're talking about winning the Super Bowl, they're going to need Caleb to play amazing in the playoffs to get it done, going against the best teams in the NFL.
Look how Drake May looked today, and I'm not even expecting that. But you know what I'm saying? Like he's just like, okay. And when I do these power rankings every week, like that's why I have the Patriots ahead of the Bears right now, because it's like, okay, that guy's kind of having like the Patrick Mahomes breakout season if we're really going to look at it. And so then you can't really take anything off the table. And that's not to start any type of Caleb Drake comparison, because I think, you know where I stand on Caleb. I think that was the pick. I don't think there's any regret there at all by any means. My point is, if he can start kind of doing that, if we're talking in 4 hours from now about a Drake May-like performance, boy, we're feeling really good about all of this.
19 and 21 and 5 touchdowns might be slightly tough to top, but hey, well, you know, let's go.
Well, and we're going to talk about here in a little bit some of the I know everybody looks at those records, 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, and those are actually still in sight, but I think a big performance tonight would make those more reasonable in the final game, as we are continuing to monitor the Bills-Eagles game, who they just ran a hook and ladder on 4th down to
looking at the Blackhawks score.
Keep their game alive.
3-0 Penguins.
Well, I got the Bills and Eagles game here. Monitoring. But for me, what matters most is the Bears transitioning to playoff mode. And you might say, well, that happened last Saturday. I don't agree. Like, to now that the emotion of this week, and you can say that, oh, well, that's something the fans are focused on. I don't think there's any avoiding this. They're human beings just like we are, whether they play for the team or not. They're monitoring what happened with the Lions over their last couple games. They were watching the Packers game on Saturday. They know they just won the division. And so there is I feel like this game, as I said earlier, today is a weird game day. It doesn't feel like a game day. And so how this team can transition from the emotional high of a literal 7-day party that has been going on since last Saturday to now transition to a game that doesn't have as much on the line, but still you need to start transitioning into playoff mode. And I compare it a lot to the Eagles game on Black Friday, where they win this game. It feels like the pinnacle of the Ben Johnson era, rips his shirt off, good, better, best. And then they had to kind of recalibrate over a couple weeks. And so I like that there's this 2-week period where the Bears are going to, A, figure out who they're playing, and B, figure out who they want to be and how seriously they want to be taken when the playoffs hit. Win, lose, or draw these next couple games, this is what we're going to find out about this team. And I will be thoroughly impressed if they're able to come out here with all the injuries, all the illnesses, which we'll go over here soon. If they were to come out here and have a sense of focus and keep that same intensity and physicality that got them to this point in this game with everything I just mentioned, that to me is going to bode really well for January.
So do you trust Ben Johnson's assessment of his team?
In what regard? Of course I do. I trust Ben Johnson with my life.
Right, but I'm saying, like,
if he needed to babysit my daughter tonight, I would let him.
He would do a great job.
He would do an amazing job.
I would be concerned about that. He's got a game to coach.
If she needed to work the sidelines and Ben said, I need Addison on the sidelines, I would trust him in that regard.
Right. So, but
safe proximity from the sideline, of course.
The point I'm making, I don't know if you watched the Football Night in America Dungy interview with him, and Dungy was asked the same questions about just, what's your message to the team right now? And I think he told the media this week. There doesn't need to be a big message right now. These guys are locked in. Like, so, we'll see. And San Francisco's a very, it's a significant challenge and all that. But, like, that's his sense of what's going on.
You're still fighting human nature, though, right? No matter what the message is, no matter how many times you try to tell 100%, yourself, you're 100%. Still fighting human nature here.
No, I hear what you're saying, 100%. Listen, for me tonight, as we wrap up the what matters most here, and we'll get to the inactives in a second, Brock Purdy threw 5 touchdown passes last week. He's the first 49ers quarterback to do that since Steve Young did in Super Bowl 29. You got to pick Brock Purdy off. He will give you the football. He's had a 3-interception game this year. He's had a couple of 2-interception games tonight. It can't be a night where the Bears secondary doesn't get the hand on the football. So to me, if you're going to win the game, to lean into what phrase did you use? That you don't get turnovers. I do think.
I'm not minimizing turnovers.
I know you're not. I'm just saying, for me, when I look at tonight and what's going on in San Francisco, and since Purdy came back and they're on a roll, you're gonna have to turn them over. You're gonna have to get to them. You're gonna have to hit them, and you're gonna have to pick them off like they've done all season long. So the secondary is huge.
All right. Greg, what's the update here? Was that a touchdown or not?
Nope. They're reviewing the score. By my look, they're going to rule it just short of the end zone because it looked like his wrist was down, not his hand.
What down is it?
That's another good question that I can't give you the exact answer to, so I apologize.
Norton's saying that he's short.
So I don't think it was 4th down,
So
though.
it will be 4th and goal now coming up. All right, so we'll keep you updated on that. We do want to get to a long list of inactives. I'm sorry, I should say a long list of illnesses that's led to an interesting list of inactives. Let's first take a look at the sick list, which is the first week we've had to do this because Carm started a pandemic at House Hall.
I did. I didn't, actually. But
Actually, he didn't. Tyson Bagent, maybe, but
that's messed up.
just kidding. A lot of teams are actually dealing with illnesses. So here's the good news. DJ Moore added this morning, questionable, will play, but you got to think he's not 100%. Olamide Zaccheaus added it this morning due to this. It is a flu bug, by the way. I did confirm this is a flu bug going around the Bears locker room. Olamide Zaccheaus is out, will not play. Darnell Wright flew to Santa Clara today. He got there. He is in. He is active. Of course, this just means they're active. It doesn't, there's a possibility that they're limited or they don't play the whole game, stuff like that.
Sure.
That's why we're giving you the sick list so you can check, kind of track this throughout the game. I think those are the 3 big names to track in terms of guys who might not be fully well tonight. One, obviously, who's out, OZ. DJ Moore in, though, Darnell Wright in. Josh Blackwell was also on the injury report with the illness. He is in. That's good news. Especially because Nick McCloud was ruled out. So Blackwell would be the backup nickel, and you had C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the injury report this week with that knee injury. Now, he's also in, so that's great, but that's more of an injury thing. Nashawn Wright was listed with illness. He's in. And then Devin Duvernay and DeMarco Jackson, we already knew they would be a go. They were more earlier this week dealing with that the illness. So flu bug has now hit 8 of the players, at least that we know about, that has impacted their availability for tonight. That's what it all said and done, they only have OZ and Nick McCloud out because of the flu. I think you take that. Now we look at the other inactives for the Bears. We knew Rome would be out. Ruben Hippolyte, he's been on this list all season. Luke Newman.
Well, that's the interesting part, the Luke Newman thing, because they made him active, elevated him, cut Jonathan Ford. And so if Darnell was just like active to be active, like as an insurance, I would have thought that if Darnell was really sick, then Newman would have been active enough tonight to play, or would have been made active for the game.
Probably, yeah, right. So it was like
it was an insurance if he doesn't get any better. That's why he got elevated. And he's better, so we'll make Luke Newman inactive tonight. Shout out Luke Newman.
By the way, they cut Jonathan Ford to make that. You would think he'd end up back on the practice squad. However, those Packers have been dropping like flies on that D line, and he came from Green Bay.
Yeah,
something to think about that has nothing to do with tonight. But I was thinking about that last night watching the
And
Packers.
again, when I talk about everything that's transpired over the last week, to have a 2-week window, get this out of the way. There's so many things that they can get through, work through.
As long as they stop it, and this
Right.
isn't lingering for 2 months like my sinus issues.
Right, but you got to think 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
To handle this, they've already been trying to handle it the last few days. So.
Now, there's one big name that is on the other side, on the 49ers, and that is George Kittle, and he is inactive tonight.
Which is huge.
So in the battle of actives versus, inactives on both of these teams, to get Darnell Wright to be a go, DJ Moore to be a go, and George Kittle out. I mean, 3 hours ago, we were looking at this like if Kittle plays and all these guys are out for the Bears, like this might just be, you might just have to chalk this up to being one of those like bad luck weeks and the 49ers just take it. That's a huge, I mean, it's a huge loss. But when you've really watched their offense this year and how it's sort of clicking despite not a great running game, that's the thing about these 49ers. Even though they have Christian McCaffrey, they have not been running the ball that well, and so they're really kind of running this thing through Christian McCaffrey and through George Kittle. So to have George Kittle out, especially for this team right now, I feel like is massive. And of all of these ones we're talking about, the biggest inactive of the game.
It is kind of fun, though. The Kittle replacement, who's going to get those catches, is a former Bear in the great Jake Tunges,
who I liked.
Yeah, and while he never had a catch for the Bears, played in 5 games, undrafted free agent. He was here. Bears let him go. Didn't have a catch last year with San Francisco, but he's got an 11-target game earlier in the year. Caught 7 balls. The next game he had 6. He's going to get
5 touchdowns this year.
He's going to get catches at 88. You're going to be seeing him on your screen, and
he's a good player.
He was at Hallis Hall for more than a cup of coffee. Played in 5 games.
You may remember he made the 53 as an undrafted free agent that first year. Was still with the team the following camp and got cut in that camp. Ricky Pearsall, though, is active for the 49ers. That's a big one. He was out last week, so he comes back in, and that'll certainly help them. So there's a look at a very busy inactive/illness report going into this game.
Yep.
So the freaking Bills go for 2 and don't get it and lose the game?
Bills snuck it in for a touchdown, had the choice of tying it and sending it to overtime or going for 2.
They drew not go to OT.
They
if you're
ran
the Buffalo Bills
under center play action, and they had a receiver streaking across the back line of the end zone open, and Josh Allen misfired, threw ahead of him a little bit, and that's it. The Eagles win. So I know, Hoge, you've been doing a lot of work, on what this all means. So
yeah, we'll get into that in the next segment. To back up a little bit, the last Bills touchdown, they had the extra point blocked.
Correct.
Who blocked it?
Josh Blackwell.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter.
There you go.
Jalen Carter, who was back today. Looking pretty good. The Eagles are figuring things out. I mean, this is a whole separate conversation for PHLY, but I've been talking a little bit about it, dropping hints on it. But the Eagles are back in Super Bowl contention. They have kind of gotten over the drama they were going through. Jalen Carter back. That's a team that the Bears are going to have to take very seriously in the NFC side of the
And the Eagles
bracket.
just recovered the onside kick cleanly, for those that don't know how to do that.
Well, that means that if the Bears do not win tonight, they will be playing for 2 or 3 seed next week with Detroit. So,
we're going to go through all that in a second. But we'll take our first time out here. We'll come back with our Bet365 picks, and I got it all written and graphed out on all those playoff scenarios. Thankfully, I don't have to spend this break erasing it because, I mean, it would have been nice if the Bills had won, but I would have had to make some edits. Now I don't have to.
It's big. I can't wait to see what you've done. Okay. But first,
there you go.
Want to give a shout out to Sunnyside. And, hey, our friends over at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your football season. That's right. With playoffs just around the corner, you're going to need some Sunnyside. And they're your home for judgment-free shopping because they have a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from. With easy online ordering and in-store pickup, they make it convenient for you. Wherever in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location. They've got them as far south as Champaign. They got them on the north side, right down the street from Wrigley Field. That's my favorite location. For expert guidance, and head to their website for Bright Buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter the promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. For returning customers, use code CHGO50. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Dispensary, Bright Buys every day, only for 21 or older or Illinois medical card holders.
And if you're looking for the spot to catch your favorite games, and there's this, we got a lot of good ones coming up here.
Yeah, we do.
We got the place that checks all the boxes. Seriously, it's Almost Home Tavern. We love Almost Home.
Absolutely.
Pretty much any time of year. But it's also, you still got time to check out their holiday pop-up bar, Almost Home Alone. See what they did there? It's still running through January 4th, so go check it out. Come check out One Bite Pizza Reviews, approved Tavern-style pizza. We love the Tavern-style pizza. It's outstanding.
Yep. They got the hot honey is my favorite pizza. Always shout that out.
Hot honey and the best smash burger. They got that too. Tons of games, pool, darts, big buck hunter, shuffleboard, and the wall-to-wall TVs. Like, if you go there on a Sunday, they have just every game there for you, all laid out.
Final week of the season is going to be the week to go because there's going to be a loaded slate of noon and 3 o'clock games.
And the best part is CHGO diehard members, they run.
We run it.
They own the bar. It's perfect. So go check out Almost Home Tavern.
All right. Just having a moment during the interlude there with Hockey Hoge over here, who's having a freak out. Not really a freak out,
Hawks
but
down 4-0.
A little upset that the Hawks are down 4-0. Which, shout out Jay and Mario and Greg and you for leading the way here. All right. More importantly, Hoge has done his playoff breakdown here, as we'll which he's.
Yeah, we could do this first and then get to our Bet365.
Yeah, why don't we do this? Because I just saw it pop on the screen, and like the ADD that I have here, I want to see it right now. So let's see what you got here. As Hoge has done some serious Hoge homework.
Yeah, for the record, I wrote this out really for my own brain to figure out. So we got Bears 49ers tonight, right? Okay. And let's do the more boring version. Let's go over here to where it's Bears lose. Okay, pretty simple now that we got this result of the Eagles-Bills game. If the Bears lose tonight, it'll be either the 2 seed or the 3 seed on the line in Week 18. They will get the 2 seed by virtue of either beating the Lions or if Philly loses to Washington, which feels like probably that's not happening.
That's not happening.
But so it basically means if the Bears lose tonight because of this Eagles win over the Bills, they will have something to play for next week. And there would not be a situation where they're resting their starters. It could have been different had the Bills won that game, because the Bears would have at least locked up the 2 seed. Instead, the 3 seed is still on the table. They would fall to the 3 seed if they were to lose to the Lions, and, of course, the Eagles beat Washington. So that's the easy side to understand. Pretty simple. Let's go over to the more fun side, which, of course, is if the Bears win tonight and they beat the 49ers. 1 seed would still be in play, although it would be kind of hard to get to. We'll talk about that. Simply put, if we talk about the 2 seed first, if they were to just lose, they would be the 2 seed. Or if Seattle wins, then they would also be at the 2 seed. Seattle plays San Francisco next week. To get this 1 seed, this is where it gets kind of fun and a little complicated. Bears win at Detroit, and they would also need Seattle to lose to the 49ers. Now, here's kind of the problem. By virtue of the 49ers losing tonight, they would still be playing for the 5 seed versus the 6 seed. And that is important because the 5 seed gets to go on the road and play Carolina or Tampa, which right now, of all the first-round matchups, it seems like the most advantageous matchup to have.
That's who you want to play.
But by losing, San Francisco needs quite a bit of help. So let's just go into the scenario where they beat Seattle. Because we're trying to figure out what would San Francisco essentially have to play for in this game against the Seahawks to even jump up. And I actually screwed this up, didn't I? We're not talking. You know what? Here's a great thing.
You went ahead.
No, I didn't. I just wrote down the wrong seeds.
Oh,
right, because they're playing for the 5 seed, not the 4 seed. That's just an error by me. There we go. We can edit that. So for the 5 seed. They need to beat Seattle, but they also need the Rams to lose one of these next 2 games. And the Rams play at Atlanta tomorrow night, which I guess it's on the table. They can go. They're headed out east, but they're pretty big favorites. And then next week they get Arizona at home, and Arizona's just a dumpster fire at this point.
Who's also trying to lose in a lot of ways.
Exactly. So I guess San Francisco would have to play hard in this game right now and not sit starters because you don't necessarily know the outcome of that Rams game against Arizona. But if we assume the Rams beat the Falcons tomorrow, how do you handle that if you're San Francisco? I mean, do you play your starters? I guess it's kind of the situation the Packers were in Week 18 last year, where they kind of had something to play for, but they also sort of knew where they would end up.
Well, I think it's yes. I mean, but the Packers winning wasn't going to change someone having home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Whereas in this scenario, Kyle Shanahan's going to have to make a decision of not only how do I prep for this week, do I just assume that things aren't going to go our way and we just rest our starters and accept our fate of what seed we have, but also, are we just going to let our division rivals come into our house and own the number 1 seed in the pathway to the Super Bowl with home field advantage?
Well, so this is where it gets kind of fun because the timing of this game and how they get scheduled. Because remember, the Week 18 schedule has not been finalized. We're going to find out at sometime tonight, whether they drop it at halftime or they wait till after the game. But you essentially have 3 exclusive window games next week. Okay, you have Saturday afternoon, you have Saturday night, and you have Sunday night. Right now we know that the NFC South and the AFC North are the 2 winner-get-in games. Now, there's a small technicality with the NFC South, but without getting into all of that, I feel relatively confident in predicting right now that your Saturday night game is going to be Carolina at Tampa to decide the NFC South. And Sunday night, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, which will rate better.
Could be Aaron Rodgers' final game of his career.
Exactly, will be your Sunday night game. Now, who knows what they do with Saturday afternoon, but to try to keep this most interesting, I see 2 big possibilities right here. And one of them is Seattle at San Francisco. And the reason why that's interesting is because that could set up a scenario where if they opt to put that game on Saturday afternoon and Seattle goes ahead and wins that game, the Bears could rest their starters on Sunday. Because, again, this is under the scenario that the Bears win tonight, which clinches them at least a 2 seed if they win tonight. If Seattle goes ahead and wins Saturday, the Bears will be locked into the 2 seed going into Sunday, which is kind of why I think that's a little bit of a pipe dream. And the more I thought about this, I think your Saturday afternoon game will be this one, which I wrote down wrong. Again, Jesus, what am I doing here?
You're all right.
This is
really good work.
This is not the Rams.
Minus a couple of mistakes.
Give me the eraser, please. This is the
Chargers.
This is the Chargers at the Denver Broncos, which matters for Denver getting the 1 seed, Chargers for seeding, and, oh, by the way, the Chargers played on Saturday yesterday, so it would be a normal week. Denver played on Thursday, so they're coming off plenty of rest. If you put Seattle 49ers on Saturday, 49ers are coming off a pretty short week playing on Sunday night. They're second in a row. Seattle played Sunday too. So I know that's a lot looking at all this.
Yeah, it's like trying to figure out who DB Cooper is.
Yeah. So at the end of all this, you take it back to this scenario. It seems like most likely Bears will be playing for the 2 or 3 seed next week.
Well, and just to keep it real basic, great work by you. Outstanding job. You don't want to be the 3 seed going to Philly. You don't want that. That is not. I understand. I'm getting past the first round. But
you're saying in the divisional round, which actually, let me clarify that though. If they win tonight, they're not planning for the 3.
Of course,
Bears win tonight, they're locked into at least the 2.
I'm just saying. I'm going.
I'm getting confused. But they have the chance to play for the 1, and based on how we think those games will be laid out on Sunday, there's a very good chance they.
But I think this is the foundational debate of this game is. Okay, we all understand we want the Bears to win every game they play in and all that stuff. But if you had to pick who you wanted the Bears to play week 1 of the playoffs,
right,
leaving the rest of the conversation of all the math out, who do you want them to play? You want them to play the Packers first game, wild card weekend at your house, or do you want them playing the Rams or the 49ers first week, wild card playoffs?
I think that's pretty much a no-brainer. You want to play Green Bay.
I mean, Green Bay is the on paper most flawed team. They're the most hurt team, the team you've seen twice.
Right.
Whereas the 49ers and the Rams are certainly better, but like the Packers, who you've seen a couple times, you're going to see the 49ers here tonight. So there's a familiarity factor there, and a West Coast team traveling to a potentially cold weathered game. So I think there is some debate, and there is a lot. While I'm with you, bring on Green Bay. I'm not afraid of Green Bay. Do I think they could win that game? Of course. Look at how all these games go. But I also understand there's a lot of fans out there that want to avoid Green Bay at all costs because of the fear of losing to them and how much they'll have to wear the bragging rights in that regard. I'm not one of those people, but I know there's those fans that exist.
Let me check in on this after the game, because I almost actually think 49ers at home would be my preferred matchup.
You know what I think it is more somewhat of
bold take by Hoge. Why don't we bring in a guy who might have an opinion on that as well? You want to do that?
After we break, yeah.
Okay. Well, you got to wait out there in San Fran land, Levi Stadium, Adam Jahns. But Adam Jahns is coming up as we take you up to game time. And by the way, we're doing a watch-along tonight. We're here all night. You can hang out with us.
All night long.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're here with you all night long. Post-game, during the game, pre-game. John's next from Levi, but first.
Hey, you've probably noticed that the athletes who stay at the top of their game the longest are usually the ones who take their downtime as seriously as their training. I think that goes for everybody, honestly. Whatever you're doing in life, take your downtime seriously, and we got a great opportunity for you, because if you're looking to reset your own mental and physical baseline, you need to check out Sand Valley, a 12,000-acre resort located in central Wisconsin, for their Elemental Wellness Retreat this January 16th through the 19th in 2026. The weekend is designed around a specific rhythm, challenging your body through the elements, then leaning into the restorative silence of the dunes to fully reset. We're talking fire and ice, breath and mind, movement. They're going to take care of you. Sandvalley.com. You check out the full itinerary and book your spot at sandvalley.com. Space is limited to keep the sessions intentional, so go check it out. It's going to be a great weekend. Visit sandvalley.com to view the full itinerary and book now.
That's right, and got to give a shout-out to our guys over at Four Seasons. You need them now more than ever right now during these inclement weather. You don't know what you're going to get, and if you have a plumbing emergency like some of my neighbors had today, they're calling Four Seasons. You got an electrical emergency, you're going to call Four Seasons. You need a new hot water tank installed today, you're going to call Four Seasons. Thinking about that whole home generator? Well, they've got you covered, and that definitely comes in the clutch this time of year. I know the power went out for some people in my area with tornadoes lurking around. You can save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems. Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric have been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years, and they are your trusted local experts. So visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com.
CHGO Bears pregame rolling on here. Like and subscribe, and let's go out to Levi Stadium, where our guy, Adam Jahns, has landed safely last night ahead of Darnell Wright, but now Wright has joined him. Somebody asked me today, the Bears do the private jet. I don't know if you guys have inside information on that, but I was told that he at bare minimum did get the A preferred boarding Southwest group. He was in the first, so he could sit in the front of the plane, and I think that was awful nice. Because, sometimes people don't pay for A boarding, and he was hooked up. All right, Johnsy, you've been watching the Bears warm up today. Why don't you break down for everybody what you've seen as far as position groups and who's likely to be out there?
So I have not seen Darnell Wright yet. That doesn't mean he's not out there, but I moved away from my press box seat to another place in the press box so I could talk to you guys without really bothering anybody. Did not see 58, but I imagine he still plays. I have seen number 2. Is he out there? I'm bothering Kevin Fishbane and Pat Finley, who are trying to have a nice meal about 15 feet away. John Greenberg also here.
Tell all three of them to get to work and quit eating food.
What the hell is Greenberg doing there?
They're telling you to get to work, boys. Pat's walking away. Greenberg's getting up.
Yeah, well, Sean Hammond did tweet 5 minutes ago that Darnell Wright was in uniform and warming up.
Good. So that's a positive sign. Although I felt like the Bears, if needed, would be in an okay space, Greg, if they had to go to Theo Benedict. It's not like he's an undrafted rookie playing for the first time. He has a couple starts under his belt. He's used to the play calls from Ben Johnson. He's used to his teammates up front. But, yeah, you'd rather have Darnold Wright on this one against the 49ers.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, obviously. What do you think about the impact, though, of losing Olamide Zaccheaus, already being down Rome? Obviously, they were down 2 wide receivers their last game, too. They figured it out. But you're also, I mean, I've been mentioning on the pregame so far, just because these guys are active does not mean that they're going to be their full 100% selves.
You know, like I want to make a joke about having one less big drop to talk about because Olamide Zaccheaus is out, but I know he's more valuable than that. I know that Caleb Williams has a belief in him, has a trust in him. So obviously the Bears are a lesser version of themselves offensively without Zaccheaus on the field, but I still think it's a great opportunity for Luther Burden for his snap count to go up, albeit in his first game back from injury. But this is another good opportunity for him to see his snap count go up, especially if they're in, 12 personnel and you need 2 receivers out there. There's DJ Moore, and now you have Luther Burden filling that spot as well.
Well, real quick though, I mean, you have here's part of the problem, because it's kind of like when you thought Rome was playing that one week and then all of a sudden he wasn't. I mean, OZ is the guy who can play all the positions, and now on the morning of the game, he's being eliminated from the game plan. I don't think Luther Burden knows all the positions the way that OZ does.
He doesn't.
Jade Walker, does he know all the positions? And then here's the thing. J.P. Richardson was elevated, right? And he's active now. So are we going to have – is he going to be the Jade Walker of this week? Are we going to get a J.P. Richardson moment in this game?
Well, I don't want to oversell or understate what the absence of Zaccheaus is. Is he an important player? Yes. Is he the Bears' best receiver? No. Is he their second best receiver? No. Is he their third best receiving option? No. Is he their fourth best offensive player, skill-wise? Probably not. Is he the fifth best? No. But I get what you're saying. He brings a lot of experience, a lot of versatility. But to your point, Hoge, this season has been defined by new heroes every single week. Jade Walker was last week. Maybe this is the week for J.P. Richardson. Maybe it's Durham Smythe, coming out in 13 personnel and catching a touchdown pass out of the backfield when he's the fullback in play action. That's one of the best parts of this season is new heroes every single week, especially in the offensive side of the ball. So I know what you're saying about Zaccheaus, but I don't want to overstate his absence as well.
I mean, this is a pretty simple question, but without having really looked into it and seeing the landscape of the NFL across, it's been a pretty sloppy day for weather conditions here in Chicago, the Bills game, just all across the Panthers game. So just curious, what are the conditions in San Francisco?
Braggs, it is beautiful out. I went for a walk this morning. It was 55 and sunny. I got my vitamin D, more than the 10 minutes that's required. It felt good. The sun, I don't know if you can see it behind me, it just went down behind the mountains. It is a beautiful night for football. It will get cool as it does in the Bay Area, but it is a lot different than what you guys are experiencing right now in Chicago, that's for sure.
For the record, it was still 54 degrees here today.
It was wet, temperature-wise high, but inclement.
We were just living in a cloud.
Yeah, it was tornadoes in my area. But, Johnsy, I guess my other question.
Not a cloud in the sky here.
Well, good on you. That's good. I want that. I want to, Hoge talked about, this being a potential game for, Caleb to really open things up and keep on the track that he ended the Green Bay game in. But I'm just curious from your vantage point. I know you're not inside that locker room today knowing how they're preparing for this game, but what's your concern level on the level of intensity being different in this game because what is on the line isn't as much as it was last Saturday?
I'm not worried about that because I'm not worried about how Ben Johnson's going to deliver his messages with this team. If anything, I believe that they'll be fired up in some capacity about going for that number 1 seed. That's still in play. If you win and do your job, you have a chance at that number 1 seed, and you hope for the best next week. You hope that these 49ers, who you want to beat tonight, can upset the Seahawks and give you and deliver you that top seed next week. So I understand the circumstances have changed to find Ben Johnson, but I don't think his messages change at all whatsoever. Even watching that long interview he did with Tony Dungy about this being the host site, the Levi Stadium hosting the Super Bowl, and whether that's going to come up. Ben Johnson isn't going down that road yet. He's just been very focused, very motivated to go, 1-0 each and every week. I know I'm delivering the same cliches that he does, but I think his team, they're buying into whatever he's selling every single week. So if they're not fired up, if they're not playing up to their potential today, I would imagine it's on Ben Johnson more than anybody else.
Dungy was trying to get him to relax. He was trying to, he was like, Grandpa Dungy, trying to be all calm and sitting around the fireplace. And Ben just was like ready to play the game right then. It looked like to me he's just ready to go. Hey, if Darnell plays half the game, do you think they move Theo and put him at left tackle and then put Ozzy Trapillo back to right? How do you think that would work?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, because you have the rookie kind of settling in there at left tackle. Maybe they switch if things aren't working. I do think that Theo was better at left tackle than right tackle, and obviously Ozzy has all the experience at right tackle from Boston College. But that's a good question, Carman. I'd have to wait and see if that happens. I don't think Darnell Wright, if he starts and he plays, like he should be on a snap count. You guys have kids, pump these guys up full of Tylenol and let them go play. They could get through this game. It doesn't seem like it's like anything too risky. They're not going to put these guys at risk to begin with, but I think, and I would believe that these sick Bears players, or these players that are dealing with this flu bug that's going on in the locker room, should be able to get through this one, start to finish.
I would be interested. You just got me thinking, though. I wonder how Ben did handle them winning the North last night.
Changes to the flip card first for the 49ers.
You think they celebrated somehow at some point, right? Like at least in some type of meeting this morning. I don't know. I'd be curious to know that after the game, because I think that would help us learn a little bit more about all business all the time. Ben Johnson. They did win the division. That should be something to celebrate.
Yeah, it's definitely notable after not winning the division since 2018, and a longer break in between that. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the loud press box announcements here. If you could hear them. I think I'm right underneath the speaker as well, but I just think he's been consistent with his messaging, and I'd almost be surprised if he broke from what he's been delivering every single week, just to highlight something that is significant. But that's just one of the steps that he kind of outlines when he talks about his goals. Step 1, 11 wins. Step 2, win the division. Step 3 is obviously winning the NFC. So to him, it should be business as usual, because there's still business to get to.
I don't mean to get sidetracked here, but Tim Sinclair, who's the Bulls PA voice, is in our chat spending money on a super chat to try to get for the Bulls show tonight. He's trying to get let in the door.
No, he's actually coming to see us, and that's my fault because.
I was wondering because I hadn't seen the Bulls guys here.
Yeah, no.
And Tim said,
no, he asked me if he could come by, and I said yes, but I didn't know when or anything.
Tim's like, let me in.
Well, he paid it. There's a cover charge. Sorry, man. The $2 cover charge, super chat.
That's never happened before in CHGO sports history, that somebody's locked out and is literally going super to get in.
Well, we have the Bears PA guy here tonight with us. How about that? Maybe he'll sit in on the watch along. Anyway,
let's go. All right, Johnsy, one more question for me. Biggest concern with the 49ers, perhaps that you maybe underlined before, but are just going to do it again right now. Is it the Jake Tondras game? What else do you got?
It's Christian McCaffrey from the first snap to the last snap. He's one of the best players in the NFL. He's one of the best players in this game tonight. If he gets going, on the ground and catching passes, I think it's going to be a long night for the Bears defense. He's a problem coming out of the backfield. He's going to be a problem for Tremaine Edmonds. He's going to be a problem for TJ Edwards. He's going to be a problem really for everyone on that defense, especially if the 49ers establish him. I think he belongs in the MVP race just because of how consistent he's been with all the injuries the 49ers have dealt with. But, yeah, if I'm circling any player, if I'm Dennis Allen, it's got to be that player in the backfield for the 49ers.
And that's another one of these guys that I just I think it's fair to say at this point, team speed is a little bit of a weakness for the Bears defense, and that's another one matchup-wise. Well, it is good TJ Edwards, good to go in this one, but sometimes I want,
He's caught a ton of balls with linebackers covering.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
Johns, I didn't even have to ask you how Cairo looked pregame warm-ups because I know and I trust how great he is. And I have zero questions on the kicker because I understand his greatness, and I never have to worry about that.
So are you? Go ahead.
I hope he's not a story tonight because, again, guys, the elements are pristine here. It's not windy. It's a mild day. It's, I don't know, maybe a light breeze, but it's a beautiful day here in Santa Clara.
Wait, two more things for me, actually. One, are you going to leave anything in the locker room for when you come back for the Super Bowl?
Guys, Carman, my biggest concern going into the Bears locker room is whether or not I should wash my hands while I'm in there and cover my face because I don't want to go in there and leave with the flu and bring that back to me, Chicago.
Well, maybe leave a mask in there as you walk on out. That would be, you can come back and get it autographed.
Jahns, you did leave your Chargers somewhere earlier this season, right? Philly?
I did.
I did. Philly?
Philadelphia, yes.
Well, hopefully the Bears don't fall to the 3 seed, but theoretically you could pick up that Charger in a couple weeks in a playoff game. Maybe you leave something in the press box tonight and you get it back at the Super Bowl.
This press box is awesome, by the way. Leave myself a little secret under the seat or something there. They do a great job just giving out snacks nonstop here.
That's what you should do. Something underneath your seat. You're coming back to it. Lastly, are you impressed by Hoge just bringing in PA voices out of nowhere? They're waiting at the door for him. You're like man about town out of nowhere. What is it? MJ coming next week? What do you got?
Yeah, he's up. Michael Jordan's next week.
He was telling me he was texting with them today. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's buddies with Cole Kmet. He's buddies with Tim Sinclair. He hangs out with Jay McKee. Jahns is his. I mean,
I bet Tim talks in his microphone consistently.
It's a mic. It's an irritated Hoge right now. We got a long night together. I'm looking forward to it. Great stuff from
Jahns, anything else from Santa Clara that we should know about before kickoff?
No. It's should be a good game. I actually I've been stopped a few times walking around here by some Hoge and Jahns and some CHGO listeners. So if you happen to run into me in the wild, don't hesitate to say hello like a couple of the fans did here earlier today.
Nice.
I got to get better like what Carm does. I got to start writing down their names. I got to get better with that.
You're doing a great job though right now. Just asking to be said hello to that's the first start. Then you get the notes out. My guys.
I like it.
We love
Absolutely.
the people. That's the point. All right.
We do.
See you for post game. Hopefully we'll be talking about Bears win.
See you, boys.
See you, Jahns. Yeah, Jahns basically talked to me. Well, we don't have to tease that. I don't know if you heard it on Hoge and Jahns the other day. You already know my prediction, but there was a process I was going through Friday.
You processed?
I processed for
And
my
you got
prediction.
and you got to
then
the Bears?
9 more guys got sick in the meantime. So then I was just very confused. But let's get to our Bet365 pregame picks, which we still got to do. Make sure you're checking out Bet365. We have our parlay every single week that Sean Anderson puts together. This is the same game parlay from CHGO Bears. This is what it looks like this week. Plus 350. Brian Robinson Jr. to get 20-plus rushing yards. Cole Kmet just to get 2 catches. And then how about this for the hook, though? The 49ers to score first.
What did he name this one? I forgot. Didn't it have a name?
I don't
know.
I feel like I think it was called something that had my name on it.
Had your name on it?
I'll check it. I'll go through and find it.
Okay.
But
It's called the Mark Carman special on the app. Yes. It's literally on the app as the Mark Carman special.
That was a screenshot of the app, though. That's not what it said.
Buddy, let me show you. Don't think that Carm doesn't know his Bet365 over here. Let me pull that up for you.
Meanwhile, Steven, what do you got here for our other picks?
Pretty sure Carm here put in the Monangai 2+ receptions. You've been riding that train for a while. He's getting that at plus 120.
Well, I did put that in, and last week I was talked out of that bet, and I'm coming back to go get it this week. You're catching 2 balls on Monangai. That's easy money. Let's go.
Back with a vengeance. I put in Colston Loveland anytime TD. I got that at plus 200. That number continues to drop with all the illnesses. 49ers giving up the 5th most touchdowns to tight ends this season. I like Colston Loveland to get involved early and often with all of those injuries and illnesses going on this week.
What does that say?
It does say the Mark Carman special.
The Mark Carman special.
Why does it say that?
I have no idea. But
also, it's plus 400 now.
I bet it because
it's the Mark Carman special.
I mean, I had to. Don't you? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I don't like the bet at all, but I'm in. That's a Sean Anderson thing right there.
Mark Carman doesn't like the Mark Carman special at all.
Well, it's how many years of therapy to get through that. Carmonica, I got you. Don't think I'm ready for. We're not going to be able to get through a whole game without a pregame, postgame, during game without the Carmonica. It's ready to go.
And watch along. For those of you that are tuned in 20 minutes or 15 minutes, we will be going live for the entire game as we have for all the road games here for the majority of this season. And you can watch the entire game with us as we sit back, relax, and find out the fate of our Chicago Bears. And one of those things, we didn't have an opportunity to get to this on Friday, if I may, here real quick, but
I do want to point out, though, that Carm Sweet Bippy said that, Carm, you are very special.
Thank you, Carm.
Carm is special.
Sweet Bippy.
Per Carm Sweet Bippy.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a biased person to say that.
Brilliant man. Love that guy.
But, yeah, I mean, one thing that I think should be brought to the table, we have kind of shelved it a little bit because the priority has been the playoffs. But I figure, hey, now that the Bears are in the playoffs and they've clinched the division, now we can focus on things that matter less, like Caleb Williams' passing records that the Bears have never been able to break, including the 4,000-yard total that, no Chicago Bears quarterback has ever had, or, the 29 touchdowns. Both Eric Kramer records still hold to this day for passing yards at 3,853 and passing touchdowns at 29. So currently, Caleb Williams is right at 3,400 yards on the button and 23 passing touchdowns on the season. So going to need a big game here tonight if you want to try to have a shot at that the last week of the season. Maybe 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, and now all of a sudden you're looking at maybe breaking those records.
It would be fun to have like a 300 or 350 tonight, just to
make it interesting for the final week.
Even keep 4,000 on the table.
Even if 4,000 is not on the table, to break Eric Kramer's record would be cool.
It would be cool.
Passing yards. Touchdowns feels a little out of reach. 6 passing touchdowns with the way this team runs the ball, but you just never know. Yeah.
I do know that Caleb Williams has 1 NFC North title as the Bears starter, and Jordan Love has 0 as the Packers starter.
That's good.
Yep.
Those are just facts.
Yeah. Who wants to fall on the sword of getting the Kramer number wrong? You got it wrong?
Yeah. What was it?
It was you're adding the degree of Kramer's record for season is 3,838 yards. We added 15 on. It's 38-38, not 38-53.
Well, Steven did that.
Okay, well that's
great job, Steven.
I just
screwed that one up.
Okay.
So it's 38-38.
Well, he needs 438 yards to tie.
Maybe he's just predicting that's where
438 yards to tie Kramer.
Yes,
that's totally gettable.
Tonight
he should get
tonight.
That's a lot.
Let's go tonight.
Wait, what? Wait, where's he at right now?
He's got 3,400. He needs 438.
438 tonight?
Tonight.
Are you high?
Tonight. Not tonight.
Tonight. 450.
Why can't we have
4 touchdowns?
Let's friggin' go. All day Jade wants to go crazy tonight. So does JP Richardson. That guy was the training camp darling. Forget about Alameda. DJ's going to have the Jordan flu game. And I'm going to talk into my microphone. 438. 438.
Okay.
I want him to break that record for real for the rest of the season. I do like.
Well, if he does that, then we're selling a bunch of Iceman merch tonight. If you missed this last night on our NFC North celebration emergency pod, new merch for playoff season is out. All of these designs are new. Couple different options for Iceman. I like the old Ice logo. That's just cool.
Yeah, the icy. Yep.
Yeah,
it's badass.
And then and a new CHGO football logo too.
Yep, it's great.
That is awesome.
Yep, I put my order in last night at 2 a.m. You might want to get on yours because, as you can see, me and Carm are twinning over here with our good, better, best hoodies. Those went quick, and I know they're going to restock them, so don't worry. They're not going to be, limited supplies forever, but, just because of how it works, like, hey, get on this, the new drop from last night, those are going to go really fast as well, and if you want to be the first to get them here during the playoff season in January, you might want to make your order right now.
Can we sneak in Peanut Head's comment a little farther up right there? It's a great point. Hey, Carm, microphone between your mouth and whoever you're talking to. It's kind of like playing defense in basketball. You want between your man and the basket.
Listen, Peanut Head, I love you.
That's where you want to be.
I love you, Peanut Head, but you got to stay in your Peanut Head lane. But actually, you're right, Peanut Head. Peanut Head, I got to be better. You're absolutely right. I take that back. Thank you for
turn on Peanut Head when he's 100% right.
Thank you for elevating me, Peanut Head.
Yeah.
And whoever just said, can we get to 100,000 subscribers tonight? We can do that if you all hit the subscribe button. So subscribe.
We can. All right. We got a bunch of super chats, and we got to get to our predictions as well.
Let's do it. It's almost game time.
We should have done the big money Mr. Strick earlier. We apologize to you, Mr. Strick. Shout out to our friends at Toyota. Let's go places. $50. I need a Philly-type beatdown to quiet the national media for picking San Francisco. Bear to have down. Oh, and Carm, the Bulls can't beat the Cavs.
Sure.
I'm not sure what the Cavs part is about.
My
bad.
Didn't beat the Bucks last night. We got another $50 one down there too. Juan Uprise, $50. 49ers at home is clearly the best playoff matchup. First round under warm weather team with the. Let me slow that down. It's clearly the best playoff matchup. First round with a warm weather team, small arm QB coming into the tundra. I'll take that.
You are entitled to your opinion. And I think we'll have a better idea on what they look like against. We will have a better idea what they look like against the Bears after tonight's game.
Right. Let's get Huss in here. Huss.
Responded back to me on Insta. Huss.
Was he mad at you or not?
No, he took him forever to respond though. I was like, "Where's my Huss?" I couldn't sleep, Huss. But thank you for getting back to me.
$20 from Huss. Almost game time, boys. Let's eat it. Bear down.
I think you might get it.
Ding,
I was reading that. I was like, let's eat it.
Well,
I am hungry, but let's get it. Probably makes more sense. Todd Kinsey, $25. I'm a truck driver from Indiana. Bear down. We welcome you to the region. Love you guys.
I'll drive safe.
I mean, according to Braggs, there was hurricanes in Indiana today. I don't know if
he only mentioned it 6 times, so it must be true.
Yeah, it was bad today. So drive safe, Todd.
All right, we'll just go through these from top down.
65.
Carm's Jordan voice, $5.
$5. Can you please give us an injury report update? Also, my prediction is the Bears get 2 takeaways and the Bears win 31-28. We did all the injury updates for you, but we're really worried about Olamide.
I'm worried about Olamide. No one else is. Garden Hoser, $5. Let's go, boys. We won the North. Haven't been in the chat, but I haven't missed one show. Appreciate you, Garden Hoser. Carm, you are indeed a whatnot species. Let's get this W.
Garden Hoser, I've been missing you, but I'm good to hear that you were there. Garden Hoser, Garden Yay.
Yep.
Garden Life.
Haas, $5. Braggs, DB Cooper was Loki. Does that make sense to you?
No, the Loki part, I don't get.
Okay.
I have a fun DB Cooper story, but it's for another day.
St. Vinny, $5. And that's it. Thank you, St. Vinny.
Basically, one of my best friends for a period of time, they thought his dad was DB Cooper.
Was it the cockroach?
No, a different guy.
Okay.
Did Cockroach sleep over last night?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
My guy.
It's Coach Roach.
Did you make a breakfast this morning?
We spooned.
It's just not.
You and the cockroach, huh? Okay.
Yeah, game time. What time is it?
Praven 883, $10 at the game today. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Congrats for you. Lots of Bears fans here hoping for a great game. Need a good post-game show to keep company for my drive-by Beardo. We got you, and that's awesome. Have a ton of fun. Mr. Green Team, $2. Thank you, Mr. Green Team. And then another $5. Let's be honest. Hoge looks like a Commanders fan. LOL, my dog ate a Polish sausage.
Okay.
Nobody does it like you.
There's a lot to unpack there, Green Team.
That's why we love you, Green Team, and your dog. Great dog. Come on, Bragg. Set up, get hyped. That's from Bear Truth, $2. Get hyped.
Sit up, not set up, and I am hyped.
That's right.
Well, maybe I'm not as hyped, but I'll tell you right now, Briggs, if DeMarco Jackson jumps on the pile to start the game today, we're going to have problems.
All right.
You couldn't hear
I like how
it, but
Briggs
just-
not
he
worried
just
at all.
Giggled. All right, let's.
Okay.
We got to get to our predictions as well. Which, since Briggs walked in the room, he's got the Bears winning 24-19. I'm going Bears 30-27. Johnsy's got the Bears. Carman, explain yourself.
Yeah, I do think that there, to really kind of a lot of what Greg has been talking about, I do think there's a significant natural letdown going on from last week to this week. The 49ers are red hot. They're at home. The Bears are pretty much locked in, plus the fact that every single person on the team is sick. So I'm taking San Francisco 28-24.
Okay. Pat Norton, who has the worst record, also picked the 49ers. And
Wow, just you're that Norton. You got the worst record. Better record than Steven.
Steven's not on the graphic, so it doesn't count. Braggs.
I got the Bears winning 27-24. No George Kittle. Both teams kind of working through some things. I think both defenses are susceptible. I think this could be a shootout, but I also think the Bears have every opportunity to play ball control and a little bit of keep away as well. So I got the Bears edging it out. I mean, hey, this team of destiny, why would you doubt them now?
We have a watch-along coming your way. So right here on the channel, CHGO, click on over. The link is already up. It'll be up. I mean, you can click on it now, and it'll get going as soon as we sign off this program. And Steven gets us going on that one.
Which weird.
Let's go.
Bear down.
Hit that like button. Hit subscribe on the way out. We'll see you on the watch-along. Come join us. It's going to be a fun night. Bears 49ers. Let's go.
We all silly like the